anything official related, you are, due to potentially get fined. And I got fined 50K, and I might get fined another 50K after I say what I gotta say. So that's all season long I've been getting on here and talking to you guys, the fans, the chat, letting you know what I see, what I feel. I wasn't intentionally trying to be disrespectful, if that's what it came at, or if it came out I was compromising the integrity of the game. I was just calling it based upon how I feel and what I see. Like, I think there's been a growing frustration amongst players, chat, and I think some of them have even said, and talked about it, that there's an inconsistency between the regular season and the playoffs. People have been talking about it for years. We talked about the same thing last year. And me
I'm gonna
highlighting
be
it.
honest, bro, and I usually don't side with the NBA when they fine people, but Jaylen Brown 100% deserved to be fined 50K because it wasn't just about him saying that Joel Embiid was flopping. This man was accusing the refs of coming together and purposefully calling Jaylen Brown every time he was stiff arming and pushing off on people to create space while driving to the paint. When it was obvious as day that he was stiff arming people, he was pushing off, and he just kept doing it. They were calling fouls, and he continued to do it over and over and over for a majority of this series, right? And with Joel Embiid, right? Does Joel Embiid flop sometimes? Yes, but you also got to remember Joel Embiid is one of the most injured players in NBA history, bro. If it wasn't for injuries, Joel Embiid might be the best center of all time. This is a man that has scored more than 70 points in a game. He's won a regular season MVP. He arguably should have 2 MVPs because I think he should have won the year before when they gave it to Joker instead. You guys remember the last time Joel Embiid played against the Nuggets and he cooked Nikola Jokic? A lot of people forget about that because he hasn't played Nikola Jokic since then. That was like, what, 2 years ago or something like that? Like, bruh. Like, this man literally like had appendix surgery, came back game 3 and just turned back the clock to, playing like the Joel Embiid that we all love, man. So when Joel Embiid is falling on the ground, he may not be flopping, bro. He really might be in pain, bro. This man has had multiple knee surgeries. I mean, him and Anthony Davis has got to be, they've got to be the most injury-prone big men in NBA history, So you deserve to get fined for that, bro.
If it's worth the fine, fuck it. But it needs to be addressed and talked about. There's an inconsistency. And I think that, not just the players, but the fans watching it also, can see it as well. So those are some of my thoughts. A part of that, I also talked about the offensive fouls. For context, this past series, I got called for a multitude of offensive fouls. Maybe some were just, maybe some weren't. Same move I've been doing all regular season. Once again, not an excuse, not to say the reason we lost. Ultimately, the reason why we lost, indeed, cooked us. But I got called for a multitude of offensive fouls, and it's the same move that I feel like majority of the league does. I feel like it's a very common move amongst star players, and I feel like I was being penalized for it in the most crucial of moments.
There we go, man. That's what I like to hear from Jaylen Brown. Some accountability. The reality of the situation is Joel Embiid cooked y'all for 4 games straight. The first game he came back, you guys still won. But the next 3 games, he cooked y'all, bruh. And not just him. Edgecombe was doing this thing. Paul George was doing this thing. Kelly Oubre was playing very well. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't think Joel Embiid flops on the level of a SGA. I think SGA is like the biggest flopper in the NBA. Nikola Jokic is probably number 2. Luka Doncic is probably number 3. All those guys flop a lot. But with the whole pushing off thing, my whole thing is this. If you have to push off to score, right? If you can't go an entire game without pushing off, that's a problem. And it kind of reminds me of when Jaylen Brown couldn't drive to the left. You guys remember when the Celtics went up against the Golden State Warriors in the finals? This is before they won the championship in 2024. Do you guys remember when Draymond Green exposed the fact that Jaylen Brown couldn't dribble with his left hand while he was driving to the paint? And he kept like losing the ball while he was dribbling it. Sometimes Draymond would steal it, but for the most part, he would try to dribble with his left hand and he would just lose the ball. And I remember the season after that, Jaylen Brown got much better at it. And it's the same thing, bro. Just in the offseason, work on creating space, driving to the paint, creating space for your shot without pushing off, because it's obvious that, the NBA knows that this is something that you do. And the fact that they're calling fouls for it and you're continuing to do it, and a day after you got eliminated from the playoffs, you're going on Twitch and you're making headlines all over the place from left and right, criticizing the refs to the point where the NBA has to fine you $50K. Like, bro, people usually get fined for criticizing the refs at an NBA post conference. You did this in your own home. You got fined on your day off on some Friday shit, man. Shout out to Smokey and Craig, man. But bro, just work on it, bro. Like, just work on not having to do that to get to the paint and score, man. Because just because other players get away with it doesn't mean that you will. Other players aren't going on Twitch criticizing the refs like you are. So, I mean, you can't even get mad at the refs for that, bro.
Just something that's been talked about by me, it's been talked about, and it's been seen. And, you can find me, continue to find me, but it's just like, I care about this shit. I love the game of basketball. Damn, find me for that. Flopping and all this stuff that gets rewarded. Certain players, get certain ropes. Certain players don't get a certain rope. You know what I mean? It could cause frustration. So those are some of my thoughts. Like I said before, those are just some of the comments that needed to be contextualized for those who don't know what I'm talking about. Those are just some of the comments that were made from my last stream that is getting that I'm speaking to now. They fined me $50K for my last stream. Also just responded to some of the stuff that's also been out there online from the organization.
I do find it strange that, so many players have came out recently, even just this season, right? We've seen so many players, even coaches, publicly criticize the refs. And, Adam Silver continues to fine people for doing that. But at what point is Adam Silver going to say, you know what? If all of these people that are actually a part of the game keep complaining about the refs, the fans are complaining about the refs. Like, I know so many people that they don't watch NBA basketball anymore because of players like SGA, Luka Doncic, all of the flopping and all of the, I mean, bro, if you fart close to SGA, it's a technical foul. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like even Jaylen Brown, we seen Jaylen Brown when they were playing the Spurs. Jaylen Brown got ejected from a game and he didn't even really do anything, bro. So maybe Jaylen Brown is right, man. Maybe the refs do have a personal vendetta against Jaylen Brown because of how vocal he is with, the refs calling all of these, bullshit foul calls. And at some point, man, if the NBA wants the product to be better, if they want people to stop criticizing the refs, then they need to start holding these refs accountable. When a ref is making bad calls, the referee should get fined. Because referees get paid very well. They may not make the same amount of money as these basketball players, but these NBA refs, they make a lot of money, bro. And they're ruining the game of basketball. They're ruining the NBA by allowing flopping, calling unnecessary fouls, calling unnecessary technical fouls, right? Like, if a guy doesn't have the reputation of a Draymond Green or a Patrick Beverley, who's not even in the NBA anymore, then, they should just let these guys play ball, man. You know what I'm saying? But all of the unnecessary blowing the whistle, I mean, it's damn near made the NBA unwatchable.
Myself saying this is my favorite year. And why is my favorite year? Just the ability to maneuver through adversity, the ability to display leadership, and to galvanize in the uncertainty. It was Boston versus everybody this year. We didn't give a fuck about y'all expectations. We didn't give a fuck about y'all thinking that we was gonna be this. And that's why it brought joy to all of us. And obviously, most of the people would be like, well, you still lost in the first round. Like, it was still a failure as a year. Those are the people who don't understand how to fight for nothing. They never fought for nothing in their life. Anytime they had adversity, they quit or they gave up. Me, I don't care what the odds is. It can be 1,000,000 to 1.
Yeah, man. Salute to Jaylen Brown, man. Salute to the Boston Celtics. They definitely had a great regular season. Even though they didn't, live up to the expectations going into the playoffs, at the end of the day, we do have to remember that Jason Tatum was out for a majority of the year. He obviously rushed back because he ended up injuring his other leg, which caused him to miss Game 7. And listen, man, we don't know if the Celtics would have won Game 7 or lost Game 7 with Jason Tatum on the court. We don't know. So at the end of the day, man, I'm very interested in seeing what the Celtics do next year. I know Jaylen Brown is up for a contract extension at some point. And, listen, bro, with all of this stuff going on with Jaylen Brown's stream, we know Giannis is looking to leave the Milwaukee Bucks going into next season. Is there a chance that the Boston Celtics trade Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum for Giannis, man? I think that's something that we should take very serious because, listen, man, Jaylen Brown has a $300 million plus contract. Jason Tatum also has a $300 million plus contract. So that's $600 million for both of these guys. And you never know what happens, man. The Celtics could be looking at Jaylen Brown as a distraction at this point. So we'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think. It's your boy Days. Make sure y'all subscribe, thumbs up the video, click that hype button for your boy. And shout out to Jaylen Brown, man, for going on stream and addressing things again, man. I actually really do enjoy his streams. I know I'm very critical when I critique him, but it's not from hate, bro. It's no hate. Shout out to Jaylen Brown, man. I like what you do, man, and look forward to seeing what you do next season, bro. I'm out.